going? Night door here, Bob. This is a really quick, hey, where'd you go? Video dealing with a couple ways to help prevent tongue bite. I don't get tongue bite, but was recently watching Ragbomb, and he did a video saying he tried out some MacB's number one Virginia number one, and he really liked it, but he got some terrible tongue bite from it. And he wanted to know what to do about it. So, a couple suggestions: housekeeping, Jake Hackard, rusticated poker, and I'm smoking some MacB's chocolate and honey, or honey and chocolate, whichever. Good stuff. Two ways to take care of tongue bite. Preventively, you take this tobacco you like that gives you tongue bite. In his case, the MacB's Virginia number one. Buy up a bunch of it. Maybe a pound of it. Go to your local grocery store and pick up. Be right back. Did you miss me? Pick up a flat of canning jars. These jars are available. They come in cardboard boxes with 12 to a box. And depending on what size you get, they're like between $7 and $10 for the 12. So then you take your pound of tobacco and divide it up amongst the jars. About 2 or 3 ounces in each jar, basically enough so that when you open the jar, you can pour it into a baggie, and that baggie will be ready to travel. You can take that baggie and smoke from it. You do not want to constantly open and close the jars. It ruins the, it doesn't ruin the aging process, it stops it, okay? You can have tobacco age for 6 months, open it, and if you remove part of it and then put this lid back on, it doesn't continue aging. It's not like it starts aging all over again. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to interrupt the aging process. So in your jar, put just enough tobacco that, like say 2 or 3 ounces, so that when you open the jar, you can take the entire jar, the entire thing, dump it into a baggie, and take that baggie and go smoke, okay, for the next couple weeks or whatever. So you take your pound of tobacco, divide it up, 2 or 3 ounces each jar, so that'd be like 7, 8 jars. You write down the date on the top with a marker, like a Sharpie, the date. Like in this case, it was August 2nd, 2011, and the name of the tobacco. In this case, it's Blue Balls, which is a blueberry flavor brand of tobacco from Just For Him. In Ragbomb's case, he would write down the date and then MacB Virginia number one. Okay, so then set it in your closet or somewhere where it will be away from heat and away from sunlight. You don't want it right next to a heater vent on the floor. You don't want it, in front of a window where it'll be exposed to sunlight. I happen to keep mine in the hallway closet. No heaters, any heater vents, floor vents anywhere near it, and no possibility of sunlight getting to it. I have about 100 jars in the closet right now. So then you let it sit, bare minimum 6 months, and you will find that it has mellowed out the sharpness, the acid content that is partially responsible for the tongue bite has mellowed out, has changed, so that now when you smoke it, you won't get tongue bite. Okay, that's a preventive measure. Okay, that's a long-term preventive measure. Take the tobacco you like that gives you tongue bite, store it, and then set it aside 6 months minimum. Okay, minimum, and then come back to it, and you'll find it's a lot better. That's why you go to eBay and you see like Christmas cheer 2005 or older. That's a straight Virginia, straight brand new out of the tin would be, give you some tongue bite, because 100% straight Virginias, they do that, they give you tongue bite. But you see the stuff on eBay, it's like 5, 6, or even 10 years old. You're not going to get any tongue bite from that, and it's going to be a very nice smoke. The natural sugar content of the Virginia builds up over time. It'll be a sweeter smoke. Something like that's 5 years old as a straight Virginia would be a very, very good smoke. Now the second thing to do, tongue bite is caused by you get the moisture in the tobacco that heats up and develops steam. The steam travels up your shank into your stem. One thing you can do is, before loading your bowl, you can dry out your tobacco. Drying out your tobacco eliminates some of the moisture that is there to be heated up, when you light your tobacco. Personally, I don't like to dry out my tobacco. I hate drying out my tobacco. Maybe it's all psychosomatic, but I feel like when you dry out tobacco, you lose some of the flavor. So, maybe it's in my head, I don't know. But I do not like to dry my tobacco. So my tobacco is frequently moist. If it comes moist from the blender, I do my best to keep it moist. And when it goes in my pipe, it's moist. And when I light it, steam develops. So what you do is you light your pipe, and as you're puffing, steam develops, travels up the shank and into your stem. One way to help this is if you have a pipe, like a Missouri Meerschaum corn cob. It has a filter. Savinellis have Bossa filters. Gravos have filters. A lot of people take the filters out. Your choice. But the filter absorbs the moisture. Stingers inside of a lot of pipes have stingers. The old K. Woody, Drinkless, some Dunhills, a variety of pipes have stingers. Stingers help absorb the moisture. The moisture, cuts down on tongue bite, because it's the steam from the moisture, that gives you the tongue bite. Now, but say you don't want to use a filter, you don't like filters, you don't like stingers, you take them out of your pipe. That's okay. What you do is, and a lot of times, it's not just the steam from the tobacco, the moisture from the tobacco, but as you smoke, your mouth will get moist. Moisture will get back into your stem and travel down, get hot. So even if you have a dry tobacco, the moisture from your own mouth will get into your stem, and you could still get steam in your stem, in your shank and stem, which will lead to tongue bite. So oftentimes you'll hear gurgling in your if there's moisture at the bottom of the bowl, you'll hear gurgling, which is a sure sign that you're about to get tongue bite. Or maybe you simply noticed that you have gotten some moisture from your mouth into your stem. What you do, okay, take your pipe, put your hand over your pipe. This is called flicking. Put the hand over the pipe. Just go like this, like you're cracking a whip. The moisture flies out of the stem, and then go back to smoking. And your shank is dry, your stem is dry, the moisture that was in the bottom of the bowl is gone. Whack, whack, just like cracking a whip. And that's how you take care of it. So, get yourself some jars, can up that tobacco you really like, put some age on it. It'll mellow out, the tongue bite will go away, and it will get sweeter and so much better. And in the meantime, practice your flicking, okay? It may help just to get a whip and use it on your dogs or your wife or something. I'm kidding. Just do it on cats, no dogs. Okay. All right. I'm joking, of course. Till next time, may all your roads be smooth, chicken house is closed, and may your pipe never run empty. God bless.